Hey there, I'm Walter Dunphy, Boston University's executive chef. I'm thinking about spring, and when doing so, I decided to do a dish involving scallops. Today I'm going to prepare a meal for you. It's called Mizo-Glazed sea scallops with Soba Noodles and sauteed vegetables. It's got a bit of an Asian flair. First we're going to marinate the scallops. Today, actually, I'm not using a sea scallop, I'm using a Nantucket Bay scallop, only because it's the end of the season. My good friend Mark Shawanka came over from Nantucket Adventures and he brought me some scallops last night. They're awesome. So, first we're going to start with some miso. This is a red miso. You can use yellow, but I like the depth that red brings to it. Following that, we're going to add some fresh squeezed orange juice. Then I have some mirin, just sweetened Japanese wine. And then a little bit of rice wine vinegar. The rice wine vinegar helps also break down the fish a little bit. This is sesame oil. This is grated ginger. You have a lot of complex flavors here, but put together, they really work very well. I have a lot of garlic here. I love garlic. It's good for the heart. And then this is sambal olek. It's also known as sriracha. It's an Asian hot sauce. It's got a lot of kick. It's gonna let you know it's there, it's hot. Find all the ingredients, get the miso evenly broken up. Now these bay scallops are extremely sensitive to the acid in which we're about to put them. We do have orange juice in here, the miso, the vinegars, that all kind of cooks the scallops a little bit, so you don't want them in there for very long. 5 minutes at most. I have some going, I'll grab them in a second. First, let me heat up my pan. Bring this up to a nice medium high. When you add the scallops to the pan, they'll have a tendency to stick. Right now we're gonna add some olive oil, and that's just to keep the scallops moving. There we go. Want to shake off as much of the marinade as you want. This marinade is going to come back into the pan as a sauce in a little bit. Scallops are full of natural sugar, especially these ones. The Nantucket variety are by far the sweetest, and one of the reasons they're my favorite. But a lot of sugar comes out. A lot of also what's called liqueur. It's all like super sugary goodness. There's nothing wrong with this business at all. Thing with these, we don't want to let them go too far. If they go too far, they're going to turn into pencil erasers, and that's not what we're looking for. So to be slightly underdone on the center is perfectly fine. So what we want to do is kind of move them up to the edge and let some of that liquid come down. I'm going to transfer some of this liquid back to this bowl. First, we're going to go in with the snow peas. And the only reason I blanch them, just get them going. Next to go in, I have some julienne red cabbage, color, crunch, and contrast. It's going to be followed by carrots. That also, for me, reminds me of the spring. Fresh vegetables that are like springing back alive, especially up here in New England where it's been such a long winter. This is green onion. I'm just using half the green onion. Later we're going to use the rest to garnish. All you're really trying to do is knock some heat through it, get them a little softer. You still want some tooth. The whole thing, specifically Asian cuisine, is having the contrast. You want the contrast of crunch, softness. You want heat, you want sweet. A little feng shui in a pan. I'm going to take the remainder of the marinade. That's going to tighten up a little bit, but it's going to coat all the vegetables evenly. These are soba noodles, mostly buckwheat. They cook similar to spaghetti, except much, much quicker. We're just stirring to combine. The noodles are kind of staying in the center because that's where I'm going to pull from when we plate. All right. Pull out some soba. I kind of take a meat fork and stab the noodles a little bit, almost like a typhoon, but it keeps it right in the center of the plate. You want to get an even mixture of the veggie. Look at that bright green, it looks awesome. You get the orange around it, the brunoise red bell pepper. Come in with a nice helping of the scallops. The scallops look delicious. Basically, be sure to get one with almost every bite. Some black sesame seeds, a nice little finish. And then, as I mentioned, I saved some of the green onions just for garnish. There you go, super fresh, super springy, super nutritious. It's wonderful. I hope you enjoy it.